Salesman Joe heard that Company B wanted to change their photocopy supplier, so he paid Company B a visit. To his good fortune, he met an employee who introduced him to the purchasing manager. However, this person gave Joe the cold shoulder because another company had already made them an offer at a lower price. Joe tried his best to persuade his counterpart by emphasizing his product's strengths, but the purchasing manager wouldn't budge. Eventually, Joe gave up. Was there anything he could have done to close the deal? With B2B sales, there are millions of people that you may need to meet. There are many steps to climb and so many hoops to jump through in order to meet the person making the final decision. Neil Reckham of world-renowned sales consulting firm Huthwaite classified the type of people sales representatives typically meet into 3 groups: the accepting group, the discontented group, and the authority group. The accepting group is made up of the amicable people you first meet at the beginning of the sales process. They don't have any special decision-making power or any relationship to the actual sales process, but you can pick up general information from them. Next is the discontented group. These people will actually use the service or product that you're selling and are likely unsatisfied with the current product or service being used. Finally, we have the authority group. These are the people with purchasing authority. Neil Reckham emphasized that in order to make a successful sale, you need to meet with all 3 groups. However, a majority of sales representatives think that they only have to meet with those in positions of authority, since they have the purchasing power. So, once a salesman meets the accepting group, they use any means possible to then directly approach and pitch to the authority group. However, successful salesmen take a different approach. They don't meet with the authority group without first sounding out the discontented group. Why? Because the discontented group is where sales representatives can discern a client's true needs. Only by meeting with the discontented can the sales representatives find and provide the solid logic needed to lead those in the authority to actually purchase something. Let's look at some real-life examples to see how important successful salesmen think about and use this principle. During a business trip, Huthwaite consultant Bill Allen had a chance to talk to a fellow passenger at the airport. It turned out that the passenger was a CEO of a large conglomerate. The two had a natural, easy discussion about sales consulting. The CEO became interested and asked to set up a meeting for the next day. Now, what do you think Bill Allen's response was? Do you think he jumped at the chance and just said yes? No. In fact, he asked if he could push the meeting to the day after tomorrow. Isn't it common to meet the CEO before he has a change of heart though? What in the world made Bill postpone the meeting? To a confused colleague wondering the same thing, Bill stated that he needed time to first meet with those in the company's discontented group and analyze their needs. By doing so, he would then be able to secure the leverage needed to win over the CEO. Based on his thorough study of the company's needs beforehand, at the final meeting, Bill was able to completely win over the CEO. Let's look at another example. A salesman from the US petrochemical company, Exxon Mobil, used this strategy to turn a lost cause into a success story. He visited a manufacturer hoping to sell Exxon Mobil's chemical products. However, the one with the authority to make purchases kept showing him the door. He stated that they had no plans to change their supplier and rejected all proposals, stating that they were already using the cheaper products made by Exxon Mobil's competitor. Although Exxon Mobil's salesman explained the competitive advantages of his products, it was to no avail. At this point, seeing no light at the end of the tunnel, most salesmen would have given up and moved on. However, this salesman was different. Instead of looking to another day, he visited the company's factory. There, he asked the engineers if they had any complaints about the current product they were using. Lo and behold, complaints started to pour in from everywhere. Armed with this information, he once again contacted the purchasing manager, and this time, the salesman persuaded him to hear the opinions of the engineers who actually use the product. The end result? Once the purchasing manager became aware of the engineer's complaints, he changed his mind. Exxon Mobil was chosen as the company's new supplier. Asked for the secret to his sales success, the representative said, "If you want to persuade the purchasing manager, then you need a buddy who can help you. Your best bet could be someone on the inside, a person discontented with the competitor's products." Are you struggling to make sales despite frequent meetings with clients? Take a moment to reflect and see if you've missed or overlooked the discontented group. As the examples provided above demonstrate, the key to unlocking the treasure chest may very well lie with the discontented.